for some dogs and did it alone. I had niggas that wanna be around but wouldn't do work, I had to let go. I had niggas that like to call shots, ain't had no gun and they had no phone. It's good to have some ideas if you ain't equipped to play your role. I had niggas that wanted to eat, but when they was fed, they wouldn't help clean, yeah. I was providing the meal, providing the table, providing the seeds, yeah. I was the chef in the maid, passed out the food, the last one to eat. I was trying to get us all out. They was focused on the wrong thing.
Queen,
how are you?
I'm well. We are here on time.
Hey.
We're going to deliver a podcast on time, guys. But what's playing in the living room?
That is Same Young Nigga by Dre of the East, from his new project, We the East, featuring Sunny the Man and Germ on the keys.
Brand new project. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the whole project slaps, so definitely check it out. I listened to it on Tidal, but you can find it on the other things.
On all the things. Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. Well, we are back early.
I would like to say, somebody said, Aisha, what are the things? What does that mean? And I was like, you know what? This has to go on our merch. The gray, the things. Oh, yeah. You said the things a lot last podcast, and even I was like, this is new. This is new and very prominent right now. I can't wait to have merch.
Yeah, heck yeah. And we're giving out some free teas to some people, but don't ask because we already know who we're giving them out to.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But yes, Kelly, let's kick it off with month in review, girl. We know we only got an hour, y'all.
Oh yeah, today will be rough. We might be speed talking.
I'm gonna try not to speed talk, but y'all, Power is back. So I would like to say good morning to everyone except Tariq St. Patrick.
Oh my God, still?
Yes, I hate him.
I hate his dad, so fuck it.
Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Wow. So this is a big rich.
Wait. Disclaimer: if you are lame and you are not caught up, you might want to skip forward. We'll put that in the description where to skip forward to.
Absolutely.
So there's no spoilers, because we're not losers like that. Like you losers that post on Instagram when somebody dies on the things the night of. We hate y'all. And y'all should actually, anybody that does that should get their account automatically deleted.
Absolutely.
So Instagram, work on that.
Heck yeah. So yeah, skip ahead. But my first issue. This is a big rich wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Honestly, I like Trey Songz, but if you gave me free tickets to his concert, I would pass.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why God is good. Okay. So earlier this summer, Enoch had sent me that song. That song was out.
It was already out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he sent it to me. He sent me like fire emojis, like, oh, this song is fire. This song slaps. And I was like, ooh, if they, like, I remember being in the car. You know, I ain't got no air conditioner, so I was already hot.
And your blood boiled?
And my blood boiled. And I felt myself get hot. And I was like, they better not change the fucking theme song. Like, because you know, I think 50 Cent an asshole. So to all the listeners, I told y'all he was an asshole like 2 episodes ago. So don't act surprised. And I just was like, as soon as it came on, I was like, they did this. And now we're here. Yeah. So I feel really bad for everybody that hadn't already heard this, because I had a little grace period to prepare. But I know there were hella people who sat in front of their TV ready to hear, this is a big rich town. And they heard, this is a big rich. Yeah.
Do you think people would be annoyed, though, if they would have heard, like, Trey Songz version first? And, like, because I don't know why in the holy crack you would change a song, the theme song, one of the best theme songs of all time.
One of the best theme songs, for sure.
It's season 6.
And that's so 50 was saying, like,
the final
again,
season?
We're talking about 50 Cent. So I feel like regular thought processes do not apply. But he was he was saying, like, the song was 6 years old. So that's why he wanted to change it. And, like, yeah, it made no sense. Because I saw a tweet that was like, this was the only theme song I did not skip. And now we're here.
Yeah, like, nothing makes me happier than singing. This is a big rich town. And now I'm going to hear, yeah.
I was like, and so I was like, you know what? Well, before I get angry, let me listen to the lyrics, because the lyrics in the original actually had a lot to do with the plot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a part, you know, where he's like,
I didn't think the lyrics changed, did they?
The lyrics changed for 50 Cent. People were probably so pissed off.
Oh, yeah. I don't even think I paid it.
Yeah, nobody did. No, because somebody, when I was listening to the read, they were like, yeah, she was asking him if the theme song changed otherwise, or if it was just Trey Songz singing. And he said no. And I was like, oh, y'all definitely didn't listen to it, because the lyrics are different too. Because I paid attention to him, because I was like, maybe they changed the song because now this has something to do with the new season. And it does a little bit. His 50 Cent's lyrics do.
Well, maybe I'll listen. Maybe I won't.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like you said, Trey Songz, he can't sing. So that I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. So there was that, a fit of rage. I honestly wanted to throw my TV across the room. Secondly, I would just like to say Angela's death, as far as Ghost's portrayal of it, And I don't blame him. Honestly, I blame the director, whoever directed the episode. It just was not enough for me. Like, I remember when he was crying outside her door because she was crying inside her door. Mm-hmm. That gave me more emotion from him. Well, he doesn't care when people that he loves dies. So he does when if Angela's hurt. Yeah, that's the only person he didn't give a fuck about Raina. Yeah, that's my point. But Angela's dead now. This is a whole different situation. So when Paz comes out, she's like, murder her. And
I wasn't really catching it then. But then I was like, because she just finally died. Yeah. But I thought she was just saying that because she found out her sister got shot.
Oh, no. I knew she was dead. I knew it. When she started yelling murderer, I was like,
no. Once it clicked, I was like, oh, thank God. What is wonderful news?
Honestly, it just didn't. It did not give me enough from him. Like, I just know he's a phenomenal actor. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like I was like, no, I want to see like.
His growl, when she first got shot, that was I was so happy they played that again. he meant that shit, okay?
Oh yeah, no, it was intense. But yeah, that didn't give me enough. Tasha crying in the car, that didn't give me enough. I was like, this is stupid. Oh my God, you know what was horrible? What? I thought Lala was the worst thing I had ever seen.
No, and she is consecutively the worst thing I've ever seen. No. Like, it's still awful.
No, it must run in the family because her son is even worse than she is. So I was like, he said,
first of all, I was like, who is this little nigga and where did he come from?
He said, my dang.
She's like, why are you going at my purse? Lala, good sis. I know you can afford an acting coach. I know you can. Acting is not easy. Acting is very difficult.
Absolutely.
And it is extra difficult for you, my good sis. So please hire a coach. My God.
Ooh, yeah,
But yeah, the son, we can put him in the garbage.
No, the scene
he said, I was just trying to go in there. Damn. First of all, you look 7. I'm not sure how old you're supposed to be playing. But don't be saying damn to your mama. And this was just
don't know these kids got no respect. But
these can't be true black
the
parenting.
Scene where she was throwing a gun in the water and she just kept looking over her shoulder. I was like
and I was like, you know what? I'm pissed because some director told her to do this.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, why don't we just keep looking over our shoulder, Lala? Yes, just like that in your shitty way. And we'll just record it.
I blame the director of this episode a lot.
That when I saw it, I thought it was awful, but I was like, honestly, that part is not her fault because not only is she already trash, but you told her to do something trash.
Mm-hmm. Whoever directed that, they did not get a good director for the first episode. And I'm going to be real sad if I open it up and it's somebody I like. They'd be like, directed by Regina King. I'm going to be like...
Yeah, I don't know who the director is at all, actually, but that scene was trash.
To me, I think the directing for Ghost Part too, because the director also decides like camera movement and motion, and there's a lot you can do camera wise to intensify what's happening in the scene, with zooming in, zooming out. And I like the jump cuts that they did when he was standing outside, like all of a sudden he's by the fence, all of a sudden he's not by the fence. Like that's what you call a jump cut when it's not fluid motion. But I was like, still not giving me enough. Like I was like, I know how his soul has been ripped out. This is the only thing that would rip his soul out, and this is not giving me enough. Tariq,
I just thought about how he looked his wife
dead
in her soul and said, the woman I love is dead.
Oh yeah, he got no respect for Tasha.
I want a divorce. He acted like he was betrayed. And I was like, somebody must stab a knife in this man's trachea. He has pissed me off to the highest level of pissivity.
You know what's crazy?
The woman I love is dead. To your wife? I would have cut his balls off.
You know what's crazy though? Like there are people who would say like, oh, he don't really still love her though, like obviously. But he's actually supposed, like the character, the way it's written, he actually still does love Tasha in some way, shape, or form. And I say that because I was watching the behind the scenes of Courtney A. Kemp, and she was saying that the reason why he lies to Angela about killing
Wait, there was a behind the scenes for the first episode?
For other older episodes.
I didn't see it, and I like watching those.
Did you see the one where she was like, the reason why he kills Terry Silver and lies to Angela about it is because telling the truth about it would mean admitting that he still has feelings for Tasha.
Okay.
That was the only reson why he killed him. He saw him fuck his wife and was like, oh hell no. I think it's a territory thing, but
damn, I hate him so much.
Yeah, that scene I was like, he just don't give a fuck what he say to her.
Like, why do I watch the show? Why?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. So there was that was a scene I was gonna talk about too, but then I was gonna say Tariq, I don't understand how this little boy keeps snatching away from his parents and not getting the shit beat out of him. Like when he comes in the house and I can't remember what happened, but like Ghost jacks him up or something and he's like, go to the car, he's like, I'll go when I want to, or I'll take my time or some shit. I was like, oh hell
First of all,
no.
You walked in on two people literally trying to kill each other and it got resolved way too quickly. I was like, I thought the scene was trash. Like from him entering the room, I thought that scene was trash because I'm like, these two men are literally have both killed somebody that they love, basically for each other. And they're about to kill each other. Yeah. And he walks in and they're like, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, okay. All right. You could stay and chit chat with the man I was just trying to kill. I'll see you in the car in 10 minutes. I was like, what kind of dumbass shit is this?
I felt like the fight choreography was stupid. Like, I was like, I know y'all both can fight better than this. I've seen you fight 50 Cent, although you stabbed him with a small piece of glass. Not the point. I've seen you fight 50 Cent, and I saw how brutal that was. But we also are talking about
two people that actually care about each other.
No, I was going to say, we talking about 50 Cent. You know he don't give a fuck. Like, his character shot his son in the head, so...
which drove me insane because I'm like, I know he hates his real son, and this makes me just like, it just disgusted me that he played that role where he kills his son. And he has also said that he doesn't care if his son dies, his real first son. Oh wow, who is his identical twin. It's wild.
That's insane. So that's another reason why I was so. Yeah, whoever directed it, I think I blame a lot of it on the directing because I know the actors can do much better. And then I think that was it. Oh, no, actually, last point. Throw the police away. If they try to arrest this man one more time for some shit he did not do, all these people he done killed. Yeah. And they keep saying, oh, you killed Greg Knox. No, he didn't. Oh, you killed Angela. No, he didn't. It's like, he killed all these people.
To be fair, he does put himself in situations where it definitely looks like that he is the culprit of
for sure, and it is actually 100%.
He just called her. They just met at the school. She got shot at the school. She can no longer like clear his name because she's not alive.
In his defense, he actually did kill her. Like when Paz was like murderer, I was like, I can't really argue that you didn't kill her because this whole we couldn't stay away from each other. You should have. Her whole life, she blew up her whole fucking life for him. Like I remember the scene when she's like, I used to be a good prosecutor. I was like, no, ma'am, that ship has been sailed.
Yeah, no, white hat is gone.
Good Lord, yeah. So yeah, first episode just did not do it for me. And I blame the director. So that's it for me.
Okay. Month in review for me, Oscar winner Viola Davis will be starring in and executive producing a miniseries about first ladies. She will be playing the role of Michelle Obama, whom I love. And the miniseries will also, or in the first season, will also include Betty Ford and Eleanor Roosevelt, and it'll be on Showtime. But yeah, I was just really excited about that because Viola, she got her Oscar from being a supporting actress in Fences. Oh, no, in Fences. Okay. And her, like, one of my favorite scenes of her in Fences, it literally makes you want to cry because it's so good. Like, not even sad. It's just so fucking good.
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen, do you watch How to Get Away with Murder?
Of course I do.
Oh, wonderfulness. Right, but yeah, you know when she gets, like, super passionate and her nose, like, runs or whatever. And I'm like, she is so damn good. Her bodily fluids can't even they can't even control it. Like they're just like, all right, I'm out of here. Like she's so damn good. So I'm really excited to watch whatever this is to see her play Michelle Obama. She's just so damn good.
Absolutely.
And sure executive producing with her husband, I think. So yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. She better do the things.
Yes, I know. I mean, I love Viola. I think she's a phenomenal actress. I don't think I've never seen a bad Viola Davis thing. The Help, How to Get Away with Murder.
And she's very good at choosing her roles, like on some like Angela Bassett shit. Like the way she chooses the roles she wants to play is just like,
And I'm happy she has the power to choose those roles.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there are plenty of things that I think even great actors like choose, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah. Why did you choose this? I just want to be like, yo, you know, you can say no.
Oh, like Taraji in Proud Mary.
She yesed the whole project. She's like, not only will I like write and produce and star and direct,
but
so you know what? Fuck that. She doesn't get a pass for that.
I don't know if that was her first one or not. I think everybody is allowed a bad thing. And
absolutely, like a bad scene or something.
Not a whole bad.
But production. You can't have all bad scenes and bad production and bad storyline. It was all. Oh God. Please don't bring me the stress of talking about Proud Mary again because I hate it so much. Yeah, okay. I'm about to start having an anxiety attack about how bad it was.
Oh, all right. Was that all you have for Monthly Review?
No, I have one more.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to update the people on the Amazon fires.
Oh, yes.
So the G7 came together, offered a $20 million donation to President Bolsonaro. Hey, I said it right this time.
You better do that.
Bolsonaro, to which he rejected it.
Oh, because of the social media beef, right?
Because of social media beef, because he thought he was owed an apology, because the president of France said basically, hey, you said at this last meeting that you cared about the environment and our Amazon And you clearly don't, because, and, you know, insinuated like it is your fault because you are the one who's like taking away like rules against deforestation and stuff like that. So basically you're a liar. And he was like, I'm not taking the money because you called me a liar. And also insulted the looks of his wife.
On social media, right? Now, was the insult on social media too?
Yes.
Let me tell y'all something. When I read that article, I was like, this is what the fuck I mean when I say social media has gotten out of hand. People be like, oh, I would be mad at my significant other for liking a girl's picture on social media. I'd be like, that's stupid. To me, and it's like, this is in the same box as, I ain't taking y'all money till I get an apology. I was like,
we're going to die and you want an apology?
Yeah, I was shook.
And then, so he said no to the G7's offering of it was actually like $22 million, in which Leonardo DiCaprio also donated like $5 million of his own dollars for the effort to put out the fires. But what he did accept was Britain's $12 million aid. Okay. So he did not take the 22, but he took the 12. Basically, I guess because they didn't owe him an apology. But he was basically like, they're trying to come for our sovereignty. They want us to basically, they want to take control of us. And I'm like, control? Bitch, we can't breathe without fucking air. What do you mean control? So, yeah, he's lost his goddamn marbles.
Apparently never had them.
He never had any. Also, he's losing popularity even from the people who voted for him. So basically, he got to go. Donald Trump did not attend the meeting, the G7 meeting. I think I said last week it was Japan, Canada, the UK, Italy, France, the United States. Donald Trump did not attend. He is still mad at the G7 for not letting Russia back in. Also mad about Chinese tariffs. So he did not attend the meeting, but he tweeted his support for Bolsonaro and said that he thinks he's doing a phenomenal job with putting out the fires.
Wow, what a
what a shit show.
What a shitty president. Wow. I told Kalia the other day, I was like, I'm just gonna run for president. And she was like, oh wow, really? And I was like, well, at least if I run for president, number one, you can tell me shit. Like when people try to argue like global warming's not a thing, I'd be like, you got your degree in science? Okay. No.
I mean, we could simply look with our eyeballs. We could simply look.
But to me, I'm like, just putting it on a professional level scale, like I'm like, you are literally trying to argue that some shit don't exist, which we can feel and see. But you also don't study science. You probably don't study anything. And so I'm like, I don't understand.
Like these are the idiots that like if there's like a record cold day, they'll be like, oh, people say there's global warming, but it's a record cold today. I'm like, that's not how this works, you fucking idiots.
That's what I'm saying, right? So I was telling Claire, I was like, at least
my God,
if I run for president, I'm just gonna have a great team of people. Like if I don't know some shit, like I'm gonna have a great science team to tell me that global warming is a thing.
Or simply read.
I
mean, I am no genius. I didn't even know what the G7 was 2 weeks ago. I'm not a genius. I'm not, super smart. I'm not privy to all kinds of insider information. Yeah. But I simply read and figured it out.
Yeah, well, ignorance is a choice. Especially particularly when shit is all up in your face. Like sometimes you really don't know some shit exists. Like we wouldn't have known to look up the G7 because I ain't never heard that shit in my life. Which again, we can talk about why the fuck we learned the Pythagorean theorem. We don't know what the G7 is.
Yeah, they
trees
play
are on fire.
Pretty important role.
Right? Is the Pythagorean theorem gonna save the Amazon? Because if not, we don't need to be talking about that shit.
Oh, I would like to say I'd like to add that Donald Trump added in his tweet that he had the full support of the USA, and I'm like, who? Huh? Who's USA? Ours?
Right? No,
United States of America, or is this a different acronym?
That's that's his shit. Remember when he said, I talked to the whole black community?
The African American community loves me. I do so much for them. I'm like, what African American? Talk to this man.
Right. No. When he said community, I was like, when was the phone call? I wasn't on it. I didn't get that invite.
I was not in that group meeting. I know that.
Was the read on there? Because they'll be with the shit. Wow. Yeah. That man, him and Trump, I just be like, woo.
No, they are birds of a motherfucking feather.
And I'm like, how the hell did all y'all get control of shit at the same time? I was like, this ain't no accident. Because we already know fucking Russia intervened on our election.
Absolutely not an accident.
Yeah.
They might have intervened on Brazil's election. Who the fuck knows? But Donnie was really like, yeah, I ain't going to that shit because I ain't want Russia in. I ain't want Putin to sit by me. Man. So at this fucking meeting, his chair is empty. And it's like several days of the meeting, the G7 summit. He was not there, and they left his chair open the whole time. And I was like, wow, petty. I live. I'm here for petty. So last thing on Month in Review. New Jersey wants to deny lunches to students who owe $20 or more to the students who owe $10 or more, they will offer them tuna sandwiches. Mind you, I don't know if you know how much lunch costs, but when I was in school, it was around like $5 like a day or something like that. So it doesn't really take long to owe more than $20, like a week and a half. But yeah, so that school district is in Cherry Hill, I believe it's called. And it has not been done yet, and their school starts in September. But yeah, they're playing with the idea of like, we can't just let people run all over us and not pay their bills. Last year, $25,000 of unpaid lunch debts were wiped off, or 2 years ago. And then the last year, I think it was like up to 14,000 or something like that. And they're like, we can't just keep wiping away lunch debt. We feed inmates, right, with no problem. And we don't necessarily just give them tuna sandwiches every day because we're not fucking like just assholes, I guess. But we want to give kids in school who can't pay their lunch bills or even don't want to. I mean, I don't know the point, but there are 26,000 households in the Cherry Hill School District. 7% of that population is below poverty. So we're telling kids, you can have a tuna sandwich if you owe me $10, but if you owe me $20, you will be eating the dirt under your fingernails.
Yeah, and you probably, mind you, if you're living below the line of poverty, you probably don't have food at home.
Yeah, so they were like, well, we send letters. We send 2 letters. One is like, hey, this is your warning. The other one is like, hey, this is your warning. But also, if you need free or reduced lunch, like whatever, blah, blah. I'm like, if you live in below poverty, you probably working jobs that don't pay shit, but you're probably at work 2-3 jobs a day. You don't have time to see the letter you stapled in your kid's lunchbox or whatever the fuck, put in their book bag. Like, when I saw that, it was like, well, you know, some people just choose not to pay it. And I'm like, either fucking way, they probably have to buy, I don't know, pencils, book bags, new shoes, shit like that for school. So if people can't afford to pay for lunch, I don't know, let's figure out a way to pay for it. Like, there's too much wealth in this country for kids to be going hungry throughout the day. How do you want them to focus in their classrooms if their stomachs are touching their bags?
Yeah, no, you can't.
We could simply feed our children. Right. We could simply offer free breakfast because in this country, so many kids, their only meal is going to be what they eat at school.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of them, you know, on free lunch or whatever, that's their only meal that they get all day, or the only healthy one, or the only complete meal, or something like that. And it's just like, I don't understand how that's okay. I'm like, we just have too much wealth in this country to be worried about student debt for lunches at public school. It just don't make any sense.
It doesn't. And I just would like to say it is Black August, so shout out to the Black Panthers for essentially inventing free and reduced lunch, because that was adapted from their free food,
the WIC program,
and free breakfast program. And again, let's also remember what America did to the Black Panthers, called them the greatest threat to national security, called the free breakfast program the greatest threat to national security. And that was the director of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover. So yeah, let's just remember that honestly, feeding Black children is a threat to national security. Yeah. So feeding poor children must also be a threat, because again, if your stomach is full, now you can think, which means you might question, I suppose.
And just thinking about the correlation of the 26,000 households, 70% of the students in that district are white, but like 6 or 7% of those are Black. So it's like, if there's 7% below poverty and there's 6 or 7% Black, and we want kids to eat tuna sandwiches or their fingernails for lunch, I wonder who that's affecting the most. Yeah. It's just really fucking sad.
Absolutely. So yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna look into that and see like what I can just do. Maybe I can because $10 I can pay off somebody's debt. And then that's a kid that can eat. And
you know what? I mean, it's sad because it's like the community then has to take, like, okay, let's do an adopt a student program or something like that and pay off their debts. But then it's like, okay, but if they can't afford it, then they're going to continue to have these debts.
Right.
So, I mean, something has to change.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on it. It's not.
Yeah, something bigger has to change. And again, it's like, oh, well, some people can afford it and choose not to. Yeah, because they have to afford to do other things. Like, I don't know, health insurance or, you know, car insurance or keeping their lights on. Like, just because somebody can quote unquote afford it doesn't mean they can afford it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a fact. Wow. Yep. Well,
yeah. So that wraps up month in review. So definitely take a look into that Cherry Hill School District of New Jersey. Let's figure out what we can do, people. Let's try to help our people, especially our kids. They are the future for the next 31 years.
Yeah. Yep. There's that. All right. So Blank While Black.
Blank While Black. We are going to call this Apeshit Alex.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard this, but a news station in Oklahoma was doing a segment about the Oklahoma Zoo. And the gorilla or the primate department had taken the camera for the day and was like kind of recording what the animals were doing that day. So the video that showed up on the news was like a gorilla seeing the camera, getting interested in the camera and going up, like putting his finger in it, staring into the camera, like just being all cute like animals do. Alex Houston, with her dumb ass, says to her black coworker, "Oh, he kind of looks like you."
Whew, Lord have mercy.
oh, but wait. So the next day, a different news anchor gets on and says, "Hey, we also have an important announcement coming up." Alex sits next to her coworker, Jason, very close, crying into the camera, saying, "I'm so sorry." White tears fucking everywhere, just pouring out of this woman's tear ducts. "I'm so sorry, and I know I hurt the community, and it was inappropriate, and I'm just so sorry." Jason is sitting there looking like, God fucking damn it. Looking so uncomfortable. And then, I feel like it was very, like, if you've seen Scandal, like, and you see how they, like, kind of, like, polish politicians, be like, when you go on camera, you need to wear this color, you need to do your hair this way, because this affects people in this way, and the American people are going to want to see you standing next to your husband or your wife, because that's what Americans like to look at, or whatever. It just gave me very much so, this is very staged. Mm-hmm. Like, she's sitting so close to them, crying, her little green dress, it's so striking for Americans, and putting her hand on him, like, on his lap, basically, like, saying, "I am so sorry, just cry, cry, cry." So then Jason takes the time to say, "Hey, this is a diverse community. We have to respect our demographics. I appreciate your apology, and I will accept it, but we have to start educating ourselves on basically what's appropriate, what's not, blah, blah, blah." And my thing was, for one, she should have been fired. But for two, why do we have to stage this man next to her? Because Black people always have to be the docile, forgiving, passive people, and it's so fucking annoying. Like, I feel like I'd have been like, "Yeah, I hear you, and also fuck you very much. I want a new co-host." But she's on there like, "You were my best friend for the past year and a half." I'm like, okay, 18 months, that's what did it, Karen? Okay, cool.
And in that 18 months, you didn't learn how to call Black people apes.
Bitch! And she had to be like mid-30s, and I'm like, so never in your white life did you hear it was wrong to call Black people monkeys? Like, we simply don't know stereotypes. Mm-hmm. So, Blank While Black cannot do your job and talk about zoos while Black.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow. That's not where I thought that story was going. I don't know how, as soon as you didn't say monkey, I didn't think, oh, God, some Black person got called a monkey, huh?
It was just, because, they're both just talking like, "Oh, yeah, cool, zoo, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he kind of looks like you." Like, as the segment is ending, like, kind of looks like you, doesn't it? Ha, ha, ha. And he's like, yeah, it was. Like, because they're live on air, and then the next day you just see her crying her white tears all over the place. I'm like, girl, get him up. Nobody fucking cares about your apology. Fuck you. Bitch, you ain't never heard not to call a Black person a monkey. Are you dumb? No, you are. But
I have no words.
Jesus.
And this, I guess, I feel like I can't. In my head, I'd be like, are we really this dumb? But at the same time, we're so disconnected from each other, and we so only exist in our, like, color world, if that makes sense. Like, I do, like, kind of Between the World and Me, which we both read. I really feel like I felt like I took away from that white people live in one world and Black people live in another, even though it's the same geographic body, that it's just two completely different mental spaces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, like, I'm like, yeah, maybe you really can be a 30-year-old white woman and you did not realize that you're not supposed to call a Black person a, because you probably don't hang out with any of them, even though, you got that one Black friend.
So, actually, let me say this. I have a best friend who I've been best friends with since 3rd grade, and she's white. She went to Clemson. I went to East Carolina. So one day she calls me about something that happened on campus, and she was like, "Hey, Aisha, there's like a Black student union on campus or whatever, and they had like flyers or like banners around campus, and the next day there were bananas hanging on it, And then there was a kid on campus wearing like a gorilla suit, like a white kid wearing like a monkey suit or whatever. And she was like, and like, you know, people were really mad and like talking about it. But what does that even mean? Like, why are they putting monkeys at the Black Student Union's like banner and like what's going on? And I was looking at her like, or thinking to her like, bitch, you don't know why that's a problem? Mm-hmm. But then I was like, you may not know that that's a problem. Like, and it's confusing that you don't know that that's a problem and you have a Black friend. Yeah. But I mean, we went to white schools, so it's just like, I mean, I'm sure I was her only Black friend. I'm the only one that I can think of. But I'm just like, wow, do we really not know that that's inappropriate as fuck?
Yeah, and that's why for me, like, I don't always jump to fire her ass. Right now, I'm sick of this shit. Because it's like, maybe she really did not mean any harm. And maybe she really doesn't know why that's not okay. And maybe you don't have to lose your job. Like, maybe you really can just be like, hey, like, maybe someone can empathize. Maybe she's someone that can be reached by empathy. Like, hey, girl. Like, that could have
hit. She can be reached by something because she was crying.
Yeah, they might have been real tears. Like, maybe they yelled, all right, cut scene. And he went, oh, let me tell you something. It is not okay to call Black people monkeys, to say we look like that.
And tomorrow you'll be on this bitch crying.
Right. And maybe she was like, oh, my God. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Like, we never know. Like, I think some of these people actually are going out of their way to be hurtful. Like, the people on her campus that put bananas around a Black Student Union banner, but then maybe you have some people that are just like, haha, kind of looks like you. Maybe she would have said that if it would have been an anteater. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he really, because I do think some people really do favor animals.
Yeah.
So like, maybe, you know, and I don't mean this shadefully, because I don't think it's just because you look like a monkey that means you're ugly. Like, maybe he really do look like a monkey. And that's okay, but not maybe on air to say that. But it's definitely not okay when a white person says it.
I will say that she clearly was very ignorant. And like you said earlier, ignorance is a choice. Like, yeah, sure. I understand that maybe you've never heard certain things, and I would hate to go into somebody else's culture or their space and say something that was offensive and I genuinely didn't know, and people cancel me or not allow me to apologize and evolve and grow and learn.
Right.
But that shit made me so damn mad, and I feel like going into different cultures or whatever is kind of different. Like in America, like if I go to, let's say, India and I say or do something that's offensive, I'm not going to know. I don't live there. But you live in America. Like, how do you not know that being, like, saying racist shit to Black people is wrong?
That's what I'm saying, though. We live on the same geographic area, but we don't live in the same mental spaces.
Yeah, no, I get it. So, but that shit made me so damn mad. And the more she cried, the more I wanted to punch her in the throat.
Yeah, the only way I would get upset is if I try to tell it to you and you be like, kind of like, no, global warming's not a thing.
Yeah.
I had a
coworker.
That didn't make you upset.
I had a coworker talking to another coworker who was Black, and she said something boy, and he said, "Do not ever call a Black man boy." And it was funny because like people were just like chit chatting or whatever, and he was just like, "Nope, hell no." And I was so weak, but I was like, I actually don't laugh because this is serious. So I'm just sitting there minding my business, quote unquote. I'm definitely picking up seeds and listening, but he's like, "You don't ever call that," and she's like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, do you not know the historical context of calling a Black man boy? Have you never heard that? And she's like, oh, come on. Don't make it like a race thing. He was like, what? And I was like, oh. I was like, oh, let me in, coach. Tag me in. I was like, oh yeah, read her for filth today. Oh, yes. Do it today.
Right. So yeah, like if it's that kind of situation, by absolutely all means drag her ass. Like, but if
she came out to him like 10 minutes later crying. And apologize, but it was like in the moment it was like straight defense mode. Like, I am not racist, I just call everybody boy.
But then everybody like I think people don't like being called the negative thing more than they don't like being the negative thing. You ever heard that before? Like, people don't like being called racist, but they're okay with being racist.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
they're like, oh my God, the R word.
Right. Yeah,
because I hang nooses in my trees.
Right.
that's a little presumptuous.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Is that all you got for Blank While Black?
Yeah. You know that always stresses me out. I gotta take a Xanax now.
Right. All right, y'all. We're back for Sexpectations. So, me and Aisha had the same question because, you know, we're best friends.
Telepathy. It's so in sync.
And God also knew that we only had an hour. So, our question was, what do you think about marriage? What are your ideals surrounding marriage? So, I'll go first because Aisha needs a breather after Blank While Black.
Every time.
And I'll say that for me, I'm not opposed to marriage. I do think that it's like just a piece of paper. Like, I think everything is really nothing, pretty much. Like, we just kind of give all these things this context. I'm more focused on having a genuine relationship and creating a life with somebody, and then also still being intact with myself, being intact with who I am and having my own life and my own happiness and being happy on my own and then being happy with somebody than I am with marriage. Like, I think some people really aspire to be married, and I think that's another one of the reasons why so many of them don't work out. For instance, I watch Housewives of Atlanta. And I was reading a blog that said that Portia Williams was having issues with her her baby daddy, who used to be her fiance, but apparently they called off the engagement. But they were dating for like 3 months, and she was like, he told me he loved me on the first day. And he got
run for the hills.
Okay. And she got pregnant within 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. And then he also got her name tattooed. And this is,
I will say from experience, a run for the fucking hills.
Right. But wait. But listen to this, though. So, like, they're on the season, and Candy's like, yeah, girl, he got a couple girls' names tattooed. So, meaning... Right. So, meaning... And don't get me wrong, like, Portia went and got, like, a tattoo that matched his or something like that. She didn't get his name, but she did get, like, a matching tattoo. And... and so, say that to say, like... but I when I looked at the article, I was like, well, she wanted to be married so bad, and she wanted a baby so bad that I felt like she ignored who he was and didn't like really get to know him.
Did she talk on a show a lot about wanting to have babies?
Just in general, like yeah, pretty much. Like there was a season where she's dating this guy named Todd, and she's like, I want you to sign a baby nut. And so what that meant was that if we break up, basically I get to keep the baby. And it almost sounded like she didn't want him to see the baby, didn't care if he saw the baby. He's like, I'm not signing this.
I just feel like that's so fetishized, though. Like
the baby or in marriage?
Yeah, both, but just like a human being. Like, why are we so possessive?
Yeah.
I want a baby and it'll be mine, and I will dress it up and I will take it out and we'll take pictures.
Right, and we'll be on the gram. Yeah. So say that to say, God. Like, for me, and don't get me wrong, I wanted Portia to be happy so bad, but there were so many red flags. Like, it was like, he told me he loved me on the first night. I was like, so he falls quick. Cute. Moving forward. They were trying to tell her, like, girl, he did this, he done did this. I don't care about his relationship past. I was like, oh, okay. Red flag number 2. Then it was like, oh, he got my name tattooed. That's so cute. Girl, he got like 2 other girls' names tattooed on him. Red flag. He fall fast. You got pregnant within 3 months. Do you know him yet? Because I'm like, you got to think about how many things are kind of like could be hindering them from really spending time together. This girl owns like hella businesses. She's on a reality show. Like, I'm like, how much time were y'all really even spending together? You know what I mean? And maybe, hey, I could be wrong. Maybe they were seeing each other every night. But then, like, I think again we kind of get wrapped up into materialism too, because I felt like he had a lot of money. He owns businesses in Atlanta, that kind of thing. He bought her this gigantic, like, I need to do finger curls level like ring. So I was just like, I feel like there were so many things blinding you, kind of like how people can be blinded by sex. So like, not to say you got to be rich to be blinded by things, but I was just like, there were so many red flags. And so that's how I kind of feel about marriage. Like, I feel like so many people just want to be married, and I'm like, if marriage comes, great. I think again it's just a sheet of paper to me. I'm really just concerned with us having a genuine, real relationship and caring for each other and taking care of each other, that kind of thing. Trying to make sure that in my relationship I get all the things I feel like I didn't get, like whether it be from my parents or whoever or wherever, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not opposed to it, but it's definitely, I just don't really aspire to it, because I think aspiring to marriage can become a block for aspiring to just have a genuine relationship with somebody.
Yeah. So yeah, people definitely rush it, and they'll give you this idea of it has to be done by a certain age, and then you have to be a mom by a certain age,
and then it was that too, like, she is
blah.
getting older, and she had been married before, and that marriage didn't work out. And so I think that was another thing too, like, you get afraid that you're gonna die alone, and because that's another thing too, when we act out of fear, I feel like that really fucks you up. Because Will Smith said on his bucket list show, he was like, the greatest atrocities have been committed and they were based in fear. I think that a lot of people fear black people, and that's why so many horrible things happen to black people. Like, even this, just talking about the Panthers again, like, they were afraid of the Panthers, and look what happened. They killed Fred Hampton in his sleep at 21. They imprisoned Huey P. Newton. They imprisoned Bobby Seale. They exiled Eldridge Cleaver, like, beat them, all kinds of things, beat civil rights activists. It's like, anytime black people were about to get a little bit more human rights, it was like, shut that shit down, because I'm afraid they might get on our level and outdo us, which we already had, because, you know, First University was in Africa. Black people invented the fire escape. Black people are the shit. Black people invented the refrigerated truck.
Black people are the shit. I co-sign.
Okay. So say that to say, I'd be like, so back to the subject. I think people get really afraid to, oh, maybe I'll never have a child. Oh my God, maybe I'll never be married. Maybe I'm gonna die alone. I'm getting old. Society told me I was supposed to be married at like 21, and I was supposed to have 3 kids by now. I'm supposed to be barefoot and pregnant right now, and I'm not. So now I'm scared. So then I just think that it was so rushed, and people will rush into things because of that fear. So yeah, I think just taking it day by day, you know, hey, if you get married, wonderful. But I care more about the relationship than I do anything. So yeah, that's my answer. What about you, Queen?
I feel like if you spent like 10 minutes with me ever, you probably have heard this. But no, I don't want to say believe in, because if that's your thing, that's your thing. Like, I'm not going to knock it for anybody. I have no interest in being married ever. I have no interest in having children ever again. And I get shit for that all the time, because as a woman, when you're born with all the eggs you'll ever have. And also you need to get to cracking them now. Yeah. Like, and I just, I don't know. I feel like as far as marriage, if that's a separate topic alone, which it is, but I just feel like, for one, it's possessive. You know, it was the purpose of it was, you know, for women to be property. You know, that's why women have to take a man, or not have to, but that's why women take a man's last name or whatever. And I don't know. For me personally, I'm like, I worked very hard to get my father's last name. I won't be giving it away to anybody, not any man, not any woman, ever, never, ever. Like, that'll be mine to go to the grave with. It's something I'm very proud of. But even if I wanted to get married and keep my last name, it's just something that I've just never been interested in. Like, I remember girls being like, I want to wear this kind of dress, and I want to have 3 kids, and these are going to be their names, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, ew. Like, I'd rather be climbing a tree right now or something. Like, I don't know. It just never struck me as something I would want to do. And as I got older, it was just like, oh yeah, no, I really don't care to do that. And also just learning in life, and I feel like I evolve a lot, and I don't think it's right to like force somebody to do that with you. People should be a part of your life and a part of your journey because they want to, and because they fit into it.
I said, and for as long as they want to, because that marriage thing kind of, I feel like that's supposed to be like a life binding.
And so many people will be like, oh, I only believe in one marriage, and my one is gonna be my only one. I'm like, that sounds fucking wonderful, but so did every person who's ever been divorced, like, which is 50% of all marriages. So I just feel like, if like the end of the road comes for somebody, or you're just, you know, not happy, and you feel like, you know, you've put the effort that you want to put into it, because it has to be about wanting to put an effort. People are like, well, you have to work for marriages. Isn't always happy. It isn't always good. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a trap. Like, I don't want to be somewhere I'm not happy, I'm not good. It doesn't mean I'm not going to work for it just because I'm not married. But some things you shouldn't be working for. Some things are like, hey, this is bad for a reason. It's not supposed to get good. It's supposed to be done. And people will be like, yeah, I'm sticking around because I'm married. I'm sticking around because I have kids, or I'm sticking around because my parents will be disappointed if I get a divorce, or whatever, or I'll disappoint my pastor, or whatever the fuck. And I just feel like, if you're not happy, you can dip. Yeah. Like, simply that.
My idol is Gammy from Red Table Talk. Not because,
oh yes, I love Gammy.
Not because I want to be married 3 times, four times.
I think she's.
This is her fourth marriage. One, yeah. It was so funny because I was watching the episode like Sunday, I think, and
it's
like,
a new one.
Just the old ones.
Okay.
I'm like real behind. I was just watching like the first season, and like Jada Pinkett just starts cracking up because she was like, it was the episode with Tony Braxton and talking about divorce. She was like, ha, 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 my mom's been married 4 times. She was weak, and I was like, I fuck with that. You keep on doing that shit till you get it right,
until you get it right. And if you want to, but I feel like it takes such a long process to get rid of somebody.
Yeah,
when I simply my style is more like block and prosper. So you mean to tell me I gotta tell you, I gotta write it down, I gotta get it notarized, I gotta have it delivered to you, then we gotta be separate for a year or 2 years, then we gotta try counseling because that's part of your divorce, whatever. Like, you gotta try first. Now I gotta do counseling and look at your dumb ass face some more. Like, after I'm done with you, like, I gotta do all this shit. Then I gotta pay somebody to get rid of you. It was $35 to marry you, and it's like thousands to get rid of you. Yeah. Like, I just feel like that's way too much. Yeah, I think people thrive on divorces because so much money is made out of it. Lawyers, the courts, the judges, like, people make so much money out of that shit, and I just feel like it's all a scam.
Yeah.
So count me out. I don't know. I'm not interested. Not interested in marriage, children, none of the things that I know I'm a woman and I'm supposed to care about. Don't give any fucks.
All right. Well, there's that. Yeah, I think hey, you know.
And also,
do your thing.
As long as that's okay with you and your partner, it shouldn't really matter. If one of you wants and one of you don't, y'all should probably be separate if that's something you aspire to. But as long as people are on the same page, if you want to get married, do it. If you don't. And don't change how you feel just because you feel like society wants you to, needs you to, or your partner needs you to. If you're not interested in it, it's not going to work anyway. So just let them go find their love and they're happy, and you do the same for yourself.
Every time I meet somebody new, I'll be like, hi, my name is Sydney and I don't want any children.
Hi, my name's Aisha Damali. I don't eat animals and I don't want any children.
I think you should just tell the people that off gate, so then you don't gotta waste time.
Then it could save so much time. And I'll be like, also not taking any questions about it. I fucking hate questions. Why don't you want to get married? Why don't you want kids? And I'm like, bitch, does this affect you at all? You wouldn't be invited to either of the things.
The best thing is the projection of, no, you'll change your mind.
I hate hearing that sentence with a passion. Well, you're young. Well, you'll change your mind. Oh, somebody will change your mind for you. And I'm like, huh? Why are people looking for people to change their minds?
Right.
I don't want that. Like, that's like saying, you don't eat chitlins? Well, you'll change your mind. No, I don't want pig asshole. No, thank you. God bless.
All right. Comparing marriage to pig asshole in the living room.
Exactly. Marriage,
all right.
Pig rectum. Same thing.
All right. So, black on black support.
Black on black support. Hey.
This week, mine are famous people. So first,
wonderful.
Shout out to Missy motherfucking Elliott.
Misdemeanor. Hell yeah. I wrote her down as well. God damn, we're so in sync.
Look at us.
Wow, we share a brain.
Absolutely.
What is this?
For sure.
I got the vulgar side.
We know. You got the right side. I got the left side. I got the Grace side. You got the Frankie side. Grace, that's the two old
Grace
ladies I
posted.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you something. I didn't watch the VMAs because we don't have DirecTV anymore, so I just was like, whatever. And then so Gerard was like, "Wow, oh my God, you didn't say why you didn't watch it?" But he did not mention that they honored Missy Elliott.
Oh, you didn't know?
No. So let me tell you something.
That's the only reason I cared. You know, I don't give a fuck about award shows.
Right. Let me tell you something. I watched that show. First of all, I watched it for the first time yesterday because I didn't even know. Earlier this week, I posted a whole bunch of stuff because she had a new video come out.
Yeah,
and I was
just put out a whole project.
A new album, and I was like, oh my God, this video is so fire! Like people were jumping rope over her braids in the video. And I was like, Missy Elliott has been giving us fucking creative genius since she started. Because if y'all don't know this, Missy Elliott, to my understanding, is the creative director in everything you've ever seen of her. Super duper fly.
I just want to know how she even just hit the ground to run. She's just a fucking genius.
And she's
so delayed.
And from head to toe, just dripping creative geniusness. Like, even her outfits, her hair. Even when you go back and look at old Missy Elliott, like, with her finger waves. Like, I'm like, oh, she set the trends. She set the trend. She was a trendsetter. Okay. So, say that to say, I watched that award show. And first of all, I watched it 3 times back to back to back. I mean, not the show, just her performance. And I think the second time, I didn't know I was crying. Until
oh my God, Sydney.
Listen. I didn't know I was crying until I was like, are my eyes watering up right now? Like, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like, Missy Elliott just put everyone to shame. That show was the most creative shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, bitches were getting abducted by aliens. The floor was changing colors and patterns. At one point it was lava. At one point it was rain. Like, they literally made it look like the floor was dripping raindrops on the floor. The dancing was fire. Missy Elliott has such an appreciation for dancers, and that's another reason why her shows are so fire, because she's a rapper. Okay, how many rappers do y'all know put on shows like that? Other than Beyonce,
female rapper to win.
Other than Beyonce, I don't think anybody is touching her entertainment performances, because that shit was the shit. A fucking spaceship came in there. I was like, what? And so I didn't know, like, if you were in the audience, you couldn't see that. Like, the only people who could see that stuff were the people who were watching from home. Because I was trying to figure out what we were seeing. Like, I was like, are these holograms? I don't understand. And the sound effects were amazing. Her dancers, again, fire. That boy did a forward running backflip and then just started flipping all over the place. And I was just like, look at the costumes. Her dancers got snatched bald on stage. Like, She said, "What? I don't know what the line is, but they fucking braids flew off their scalps and they were bald." And I was like,
"Oh yeah, something about taking scalps."
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I be snatching them balls. I'm snatching their wigs.
Something,
yes.
but yeah.
And it happened live. It happened live, people. They were snatch bald live. I don't even know how they did that shit. I think their wigs were attached to silver, like clear strings we couldn't see. I don't know. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Missy Elliott is the shit.
Because it's in the video as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been the shit. If you've ever seen any Missy Elliott videos, if you have not, Super Duper Fly, She's a Bitch. Those are
you
like.
have a favorite?
I think I like She's a Bitch because of like she's like bald in the video. She's like, have you seen that one? And her whole head and face is like
silver,
black, silver, and even like the lights in the background. Or I do love Super Duper Fly, the song, but I do think I like She's a Bitch the best. But I haven't seen every single one of her videos, but all of them are amazing. The other thing I love about Missy, that she kind of like, she'll hit a little 1-2. She don't do the full dance move. She just kind of go along with it a little bit. And I feel like, yes, Missy, go on, Missy. That was one part in the show where all she was saying was like, yeah. That's it. I was like, yeah, go off, Missy.
So did you know that she has Graves' disease?
Yes, I did. Because
I was gonna say, because when people are talking about like how long it's been, I'm like, maybe because the only justification I can give, I was like, maybe it's because she was sick and could not dance, and they wanted to give her an award when she can actually, or maybe she also wanted to get the award when she could perform for it. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, but that's the only thing that I could be like, how did Rihanna get it? And Missy still doesn't have her thing.
But apparently the MTV is a little late. That's what they were talking about on the read. They were like, they need to give Busta Rhymes one next because his videos are also the fucking shit.
Oh yeah.
And so again, black people. That's why, because they're black. But I mean, you also said that Rihanna got it.
But it was started by Michael Jackson. I mean, Michael Jackson was like the first. It was named after him.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. Maybe because she's a rapper? I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Because people don't expect rappers to have good videos because they normally don't. It's normally just girls shaking their ass. And I don't have a problem with girls shaking their ass, but I just kind of be like, can we get a little bit more creative?
Yeah.
But, that.
Missy, get your things, girl.
I was also going to say, I think, does the Graves affect your thyroid? Because if not, I think she has a thyroid condition too. Yeah. Because people were attacking her for losing weight. Because they were saying, like, you sold out. Because you used to be like a big girl.
People cannot be pleased. Let me tell you.
They can't. And then also, mind your fucking business and do some research before you start attacking people.
Y'all can all choke.
So, yeah, there's that. And then my other shout out was Tyler Perry. He just got a highway sign for Tyler Perry
Studios East Point.
And then he was so the only thing I want to say, because y'all know we only got an hour, I just want to say that he was talking about how he goes to his studio now, and like they were telling him not to buy that land, and it was like a dead end kind of thing. And he was like, now I pull up at this studio and I see like thousands of people working there. So I just want to talk about the fact that Tyler Perry can now employ. Like there's nothing more beautiful.
He will employ.
Okay, I think the two most beautiful things you can do are, number one, inspire, like Nipsey Hussle said, but also employ. If you can employ your people or the people or any people and put money in their pockets so they can live better lives, and like you said, he will employ. Okay, he rejuvenated careers, started careers. Idris Elba's first movie was Daddy's Little Girls. So everybody that love Idris Elba, you should be thanking Tyler Perry.
Me.
So yes, shout out to Tyler Perry for getting a sign and for just being a magnificent human being and always putting on for the people and not forgetting where he came from. That man loves Atlanta, okay?
And
he will put on for Atlanta.
He's not going anywhere.
Nope. So that is my black on black support. What you got, Queen?
Black on black support. So, Missy, I'm so happy you got your things.
Yes, ma'am.
The next one is going to go to a Charlotte teenager.
Okay. I heard about this.
17-year-old David Ledbetter saw the shenanigans you Negroes were putting on at Popeyes and decided that because people were waiting in like 2-hour lines and things, that he was going to go make sure people were registered to vote. Again, I said David Ledbetter is 17 years old. So he himself is not even old enough to vote yet, but he will be able to vote in the next elections. He turns 18 in March.
Shout out to him.
And so what happened was he was kind of inspired. He went to a caucus here in Charlotte and saw that there wasn't really a lot of young people. So he was like, wow, I want to get other young people involved. And, I'm here for it. I want other people to be here for it.
Right.
He went to make sure a lot of people were registered to vote. And as he went through the line, he said a lot of people were registered. So he was like really happy to see that and to get that experience. But he was able on Saturday to register 16 people to vote. So that's really, really cool.
That's
like a young kid.
People.
I know at 17 years old, I was not thinking about that shit. I knew I was going to be excited to vote. I knew that was going to be exciting for me, but I didn't know anything about early voting. I didn't know anything about like midterms and things like caucuses, that. So yeah, wouldn't have gone to a caucus in Charlotte at 17 years old. So that's really dope. Shout out to David Ledbetter. Absolutely. It's really fucking cool. Keep being awesome.
Yes. And Yar Shahidi, y'all should link up because y'all with the shits on the
a lot of celebrities like got that story and were like posting. I think T.I. posted it, and I was like, yeah, that's really dope. I hope that lots of people join him in his efforts and can help fund things that he wants to do with other kids.
Because then you're making it look cool, like, oh, you got posted by T.I. Let me care about voting.
Absolutely.
And not getting cars and fucking bitches, you know.
So yeah, I mean, and that just goes to say, like, take advantage of your surroundings. If you see a whole bunch of people and you know you can reach them and you have a message for them, take that time to send that message. Like, hey, I see y'all waiting for some chicken while you're here.
Yeah, right.
So that's really dope. Shout out to David Ledbetter.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it for Black on Black support for me.
All right. So mental health check-in, right? Mm-hmm. Heck yeah, mental health check-in. Yeah. Mine was just watch what you're digesting.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I just heard people say, like, you know, everything that you watch, everything you listen to, it just affects you in some way, shape, or form. And, like, there'll be times where, like, I won't listen to any music. Like, the other day, I just watched Red Table Talk, and I just felt like all day, I feel like I just had a better energy about me than if I had, like, turned on some Nicki Minaj,
we take in a lot of energies and subconsciously digest those things, and we don't even know how they're affecting us. But,
and
I think you could wake up, scroll on Instagram like most people do, and then all of a sudden be in a bad mood, or say, hey, how you doing? You're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm annoyed, or whatever, and
not even know why. And it'd be because of Instagram. We don't know what on Instagram, but something on Instagram pissed you off.
Yeah, maybe it's like, you know, comparing your life to other people or whatever. But
absolutely,
that's a good one.
Yeah, watch what you're digesting, and then if you feel the need to take a cleanse, like even like for me now, I just take one day off of social media pretty much a week. So that helps me. Or I'll go days where I don't listen to any music. I'll go days where I probably don't watch any TV. That's just because I ain't got no time. But watch what you're digesting. That is my mental health check-in.
Nice. Queen? That's a very good one, and that should go for everything: food, music, reading.
Yes,
yeah, all
absolutely.
Take time to appreciate self. We are so hard on ourselves. Everybody's always going to be probably their biggest critic. Take time to admire where you are today.
Absolutely.
There's been days that I'm like, I will not get out of this bed. I will be sad all day. I will cry all day. I'll watch Teen Mom on my laptop all day. Like, but take time to say, hey, you know what? Today may not be a perfect day, but I got up out of bed. I made my bed. I took a shower, and you know what? I'm proud of myself for just getting that far. Yeah. I'm proud of myself for being at August 30th, 2019. Right. Because there are many times that I didn't feel like, you know, I would be here or be there. And it's just like, take time to say, damn, Aisha, you fucking did that. You did that day. Okay. You got up. You went to work. You came home. You went to bed. Amazing. Right. Iconic. Do you. Right. Go off, sis.
Yes.
Go off, sis, yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Take the time to love on yourself and appreciate how far you've gone in your journey. And know that it's not over. You're here today. You're listening to this. So it's not over. Take the time. Pat yourself on the back. Take time to actually be proud of yourself. And I'm not just saying it. Take time, take 5 minutes, sit in silence, and just think about all the greatness that you've accomplished. Yeah. Don't think about one negative thing, because it doesn't matter. What matters is where you are, where you want to be, and how far you've gotten, like getting closer to that. So
yeah, and on all levels too. I think we kind of really fixate on what we've done career-wise or the material things we've gained, but like think about how much you progress just on a spiritual level or on an interpersonal level, like how maybe you treat people better now, or maybe you're nicer, maybe you gave to a charity, or maybe you ate better yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know, you apologize small. And you don't like to apologize. Maybe you apologize for something wrong you did, or you know, anything. You let somebody out in traffic. You know, you let somebody pull out in front of you.
Absolutely. You didn't block a driveway. I fucking hate when people do that shit.
Please don't block driveways, because then you can take time to hate yourself.
Right. Right. So, yeah, love on yourself. I think that's a beautiful one. Heck yeah, girl. Come through.
Heck yeah.
All right. And lastly, affirmations.
Affirmations.
You want to go first?
No.
Okay. I will go first. Sounds great. My affirmation was don't take it personal. I read the 4 agreements. And
nice. Well, damn it. I haven't cracked mine open yet.
Oh, okay. You got time. Okay. You got time. One of the 4 agreements is to not take it personal. The book essentially says, like, nothing anybody does is ever about you. It is always about them. So don't even take it personal.
Did you see my post yesterday?
I did not. On Instagram?
Yeah.
Was it like on your page?
No, it was on my story. No, it said, people are so rude, and it's marked out.
Oh, I did see that.
And it said, people project their past lived experience, and it's nothing personal.
Yep.
Asterisk, even if my ego tells me otherwise. And I thought that was like, that slapped me bald-headed.
Yeah. Even when it seems like this could only be about me, like it literally is it's two people in the room, it's you and them, this is about me. Yeah. It's still about them and who they are and how they treat people and the things they've been through, their experiences. No matter what it is, if you sit there and think about it long enough, you can find a way that it's actually not even about your ass.
And I say, I'll take that for myself as well. I'm so sensitive. Like, I'm a very sensitive person and very empathetic. And I take things personal all the time. And that does nothing for me and my spirit. It'll like ruin my day that somebody said or did something. And it's like, maybe I felt like it was an attack on my personality or my character traits or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm a good person. Like, or I try to be or whatever. And it's just like, a lot of things or just like how you are in friendships. Like, you might think like, damn, I do X, Y, and Z and these people aren't reciprocating or whatever. And it's just like, they are going off their own experience, their own feelings.
They don't show love the same way you do.
They don't show love the same way. And that's a big one, I feel like. Because sometimes I'll just be like, I do this, I do that. And I support people. Like, we've shouted out names on this podcast, like in love and in support, and never heard nothing from them because they didn't listen to the podcast. And it's like, damn, I took time to show you love and you didn't even, take time to listen. But it's like, that doesn't mean that they're not a grateful person. That doesn't mean that they're not loving or they're not supportive. It's just like, people have lives, like, and don't have time to listen to podcasts sometimes, like,
or don't even know what a podcast is,
right? Or don't even know that we have one.
Don't know how to find it.
They're not looking at our Instagram or whatever, and it's like, wow, I take a lot of things personal that simply aren't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my affirmation.
Nice.
What's your affirmation?
I don't have one.
Oh, all right.
So that was good. That was a really good one, though.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thanks, Queen. All right. Well, y'all, we are thankful that y'all have joined us again in the living room. We are thankful that we are on time this week.
I am thankful. If y'all are caught up, that means you listen to like a 2-hour podcast.
Right.
So, wow. Amazing.
I'm glad we were able to hold your attention for 2 hours because that's intense. But yes, we are thankful for y'all being here. We hope y'all have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year if you're just now listening to this podcast.
Also, if we get behind, I am taking a hiatus from North Carolina soon. So
yes,
if we do get behind, hopefully we can get that out ahead of time, or maybe we can get one more podcast in. I don't know, because we're going somewhere this weekend. But if we do take a hiatus, make sure you're caught up. Make sure all your friends are caught up, and we will be back to you soon.
Absolutely, we love y'all. Take care.
Wash your butt, wash your legs, scrub the bottoms of your feet.
This has been Sid the Great
and Aisha Damali.
And
y'all don't have to go home, but you do have to get the hell out of the living room. Amen.
Bye, y'all.
Had to get it out the dirt. I messed around, found a gold mine. Same niggas with the same niggas. We still hanging like clotheslines. Same nigga on a higher vibe. Got no time for no clothes mines. Same nigga counting new money, reminiscing on old times. Yeah, same young nigga out the 4. Same young nigga, I just ain't broke. Oh no, me and my cousin slept at grandma's house, head to toe. Now so pumping, I ain't gotta ask for head no more. Same nigga, but it finally clicked like a Nikon. Now I'm icon. Same nigga on